Alrighty. You can kind of hear it. Excuse the fan in the background. Actually, hold on. And before we dive in here. Okay. Welcome back. Hey guys, Slater here. Welcome back to Project Unity. Guess we'll just log in. Today I'm thinking it's gonna be a little bit of a shorter episode, shorter stream. There's just a couple things I want to deal with at the base, just some housekeeping stuff I wanted to do. Maybe some more planning and mapping was kind of my thought process for today. I don't think there's anyone else on, so we can kind of just chill. You know, there's just some general things I want to take care of today, before we start to dive into the insanity that will eventually become pranking and whatnot on this server. So we still have the dodo bird, but last night, I think it was last night, we basically were just on. We did die. GG Gamer killed us. There was a whole lot of little accents. I think we built that gate. We kind of cleaned this area up a bit. This doesn't really look great. It's just kind of a platform. I'm still not entirely sure what to do with it, so I don't think we're going to touch that too much today. What I really want to try is dirt. I want to bring this up, make this uniform with probably be this layer here. And then maybe from there we start mapping out the base. So a big part of this is going to be dirt. We need a lot of it. So I think we're going to go Mug Rider. That's going to be part one of the session. Is we're going to go rob Rider of any dirt he might have. So, oh here, we'll use what we got first. Because that's, you know, in before we go robbing thy neighbor. We'll use what we got. But that's the plan. I want to bring this up, and then I gotta start figuring out where stuff's gonna go. Maybe we'll build a little stables today or something. But I'm not planning to be on for super long. About an hour or so. So today should be a bit quicker. And just kind of chilling. We'll ramble about some stuff. If there's people in chat asking me things, that'll make this a little easier. But if not, I will just ramble about whatever comes to mind. Which is probably going to be event talking, if I'm going to be honest. Because I just came from working on MCDC before this stream, if I'm being blunt. So yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna start with that. MCBC. Summertime. Kind of crazy. A lot has gone on over the last few months, but it's interesting because unless you're me or Irish, it doesn't seem like a lot has gone on. I mean, TZ is kind of the only other one that I would say saw most of that, the effects of it. Like, even most of the staff team, they didn't do a lot for a lot of these non-canons that we were doing. TZVC is the exception. Like, we definitely had help for that, but most of the team were working on future season stuff, not on non-canon events, because most of those were just re-events. But for those of you who have no idea who I'm talking about, this summer we ran. So we had in May, right? We had our first event back after our break, season 24, which was it introduced like a gauntlet rework. It brought back oceans again. That was the main ticket items. It did a bunch of other little things, but those were the main draws of the season, right? And we also had like the Star Wars thing because it was on May the 4th, so we had the Death Star in the lobby and we had lightsaber swords and stuff, and that was all good fun. But that was about it. And then we said, okay, we're gonna do mid-seasons next, and that's gonna be, I believe it was in June, in like mid-June or something. And so we treated it, so usually mid-seasons, like mid-seasons 3 was this one that we held. But usually mid-seasons is very like, we kind of just like rerun an event. Like we put together, so people apply with their friends for mid-seasons, right? It's like no roster allowed. In the past we've allowed testers, but for this one we said no testers allowed. And so it's like, it should be people who haven't played the event. Like, if you were a tester, say 2 years ago or something, which I think Applejacks was, so that's an example. You know, but you can't be a current tester or a current roster, right? Like, we had some ex-roster people applying as well. And that was actually really cool, but they didn't make videos, so we didn't end up accepting them. But, yeah, so we ended up accepting 6 teams, because we have 6 teams, so of course we accepted 6. And then we had a sub-team as well. And that was cool. But for this one, we kind of went a little more like extravagant with the setup. We had like tech tests. They had their own server. They had coaches. And so for a few weeks there was a lot of like activity in the Discord of new people that never experienced the event before coming in and learning it. And that was really cool. I think that's my new favorite way to do it. I think that's how we're gonna do mid-seasons, was the way we did it. This time it's more fun for us because we get to interact with them a little longer and we kind of get to build up the hype. But it's also more fun for the players because they get to prep and they get to feel like it's a bigger event, and it's like it matters a bit more. All right, we're gonna go off to Rider's base here and we're gonna go mug him of wood, or not wood, dirt. We need dirt. There might actually be dirt here, but I don't know if I want to steal it because this is like a community thing. I'm gonna look anyway and just see, because eventually I gotta build this road out. There's a bit of dirt, but I won't take that. I'll leave that. Alright. But yeah, so mid-seasons was really cool. Some of the videos that people made were really, really good. Others kind of took more of like a comical approach, which was also really good. So I was happy with the way mid-seasons 3 turned out. Relic Raiders was pretty much just as chaotic as we were expecting it to be for a batch of new players. So yeah, I think all in all, big success. It was a good time. The only downside, I would say, was that we kind of took a month off from doing a roster event, right? Like, we just didn't do it. We told the roster straight up, like, okay, we're doing mid-seasons here. You can apply to be a captain if you want to. We were, you know, kind of opening the doors there. We also had 3 of our admins be captains, 2 of our tester managers. They were both in the first mid-seasons event, so they wanted to be a captain or a coach rather for this one. There's like just a bunch of these. Holy shit. Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to take that. So let's go to Rider's base. Has this road been finished? I know they said that they were working on it. It looks like it's definitely gone further than it was before, because I don't think any of this part was here. Okay, it does. Oh no, wait, I might be wrong. This was definitely the same. That's new though. God damn. Okay, the bridge is new. Oh, that makes this easier though to have a bridge here. Nice. Oh, this looks nice. Yeah, it is. It's like the fucking... Alright, sick. Good shit, guys. I heard something about them. Natty and Ryder were talking about the bridge and the path or something, that they were working on it, so... That's good. Did I bring a lead? I didn't. So let's just make sure the guy doesn't take off. This is a new house. Let's see. Because Ryder just said I could take dirt from here if I wanted it. So we're taking him up on that, and we're loading up my inventory. Which is probably still not going to be enough. So I don't know at what point I go from stealing dirt to just going and mining it myself, but I only need this much because I'm deciding to make it solid as opposed to hollow, which I guess at some point I actually want to make it hollow. Maybe I just make it fucking hollow. Maybe I just make it like 2 or 3 thick. Whose horse is this? That's Natty's horse. Okay. But yeah, so mid-seasons was a thing, and that was really cool. And then after that, we did 2 more non-canons that I'm actually going to mute in game just in case if someone does join, and I'm just here rambling to myself. We did 2 more non-canons. We did Sturm's Game Night, and then we did Streamers Against Cancer. And they were interesting because what they were essentially just reruns of the mid-season save with a few slight tweaks. So I don't really know how to like in terms of the back end of NCBC and the way that we do things, right? Like you make a backup of the save and you save split and you go in and you alter things. But it was really interesting because it's the first time that we were doing this many reruns of a single save. Hey guys, can you not kill my horse, please? That'd be nice. I also want to not accidentally kill one of these cats. Alright. Alright. Alright, I need to make armor for this guy. Holy shit. Oh my god, I missed. Bye. Hit and run. Alright. But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy with the way that those came out. And it was really interesting seeing like mid-seasons, then Streams Game Night, and then Streamers Against Cancer with like almost all of those events had mostly new people that had never seen or played the event before. And with mid-seasons, obviously we had the advantage of like the coach thing, and like us being directly involved allowed us to like prep the players a bit more on the games. But the other ones weren't really like our events. Like if you go to the website, right, the MCBC website, we didn't log them. And the reason for I should have taken one more stack and offhanded it. God damn. I'm throwing. Sorry guys. How high do I want this to go? We want it to go like on this layer, right? Or yeah, we want it on this layer. Because we can always bring this up one more if we really wanted to. Which, I don't know if we do. We might want to do, like, this half of it. I don't know if we want to do it at the gate. But so it's definitely this layer. And let's do one further down. And then that way we kind of already have, like, a basement dug out naturally. You know? For any buildings, or if we wanted to put like a farm or something down here. So that works. But yeah, it was really it was really cool doing those non-canon game night stuff because it was very different than anything we had done before. But also, like, it wasn't. Oh. It wasn't quite a MCBC event either. So it felt a little different. Like, it wasn't organized by us. Irish helped with the teams a little. I basically had no involvement, and that was just because I was busy. But it was like, you know, usually we're so caught up in the mindset of like, you know, when if someone drops out, it's like, oh, we need a sub that's like somewhat fair and like this and that. Where it's like, you know, you can't put an admin in because advantages and stuff. But then for the game nights, we're like, you know, we just like, we had a bunch of people drop out. It's like, do we care who subs in? No? Alright. TZ, just do you want to play? Like, who cares? Like, in terms of like canonness, I would say they're on par with like the admin events. Like, we're not gonna list it anywhere because it wasn't really organized by the normal organizers. Right, like Irish and I had very little to do with it beyond, like it wasn't run in our Discord, it wasn't run with our roster. Some of those same people happened to sign up, but it was a public sign up, right? So, I mean, the point of them was to raise money. And I think some people got a little confused by it, which is probably the only downside of the way that it was done. I think in the future, it's probably better to do it more involved with us. But I don't know. I don't know if it's better or just different. Like, it's one of those things. But I mean, either way, those streamer events didn't like replace an existing event on our calendar. You know, they might have pushed, I think they might have pushed TZBC back like a week than our original plan, but Irish was away anyway during the Streamers Against Cancer thing, so we wouldn't have been able to hold it on that day anyway, TZBC, so it ended up working out. So that was cool. And then you actually have TZBC, which is like, I would say our first real non-canon, outside of, I mean, Festive, I guess, but Festive is usually like 90% everything covered, like it's an MCBC, but everything's covered in snow, and then Cactus mods and maybe one or two other game twists somewhere, and that's about it, right? Like most, and like usually it'd be something small, like, oh, you get snowballs that do this, or you know, like most of the time it's not anything too wild. Not every game has a new map, for example. It's like, it's just usually retextures of existing maps. And that's fine. Like, they were just, you know, I mean, all the festives in the past have been very, like, you know, just us testing the waters with what non-canons can be, and we intend to still do more festives, so it's like they're very easy events to run, and honestly, like, they serve great as like a year-ender event too, because they're usually less stressful, less focused on like big changes, more focused on just getting people together to have fun, right? I mean, and I think that's when events are just at their best. That, or, you know, new content. Oh my god, it's so exciting. But yeah, TZBC was really cool. I mean, it was like hands down just the wildest shit we've ever pulled, to put it quite bluntly. Just the craziest thing we've ever done for MCBC, full stop. I mean, it's funny going and watching VODs for it, because I was debating doing it on stream, but I decided, nah, I'm gonna do it on my own. I'm gonna save the VOD review on stream thing for specifically Relic, or like, we have like, you know, new stuff on its way. What's going on right now? Oh yeah, it was lagging, okay. That was the server, okay. We have new stuff on the way, and so I might want to save some of those reactions. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But Relic especially is just fun to watch on stream, because I can go deeper into the game, and then it's a fun game to watch, you know? It's a fun game to watch and review. I would imagine, I mean, I haven't, you know, really watched MCBC live before, because duh. I'm usually there, so it's like, it's hard for me to watch it live as I'm running it. But yeah, actually this really works. This works really well, this height, because it gives me just enough height to where I could put something here. And I can always go deeper if I need to and mine out some of the existing stuff. But that's what I want, is that height right there. That's good. And it's gonna look really flat, but once there's buildings in the way, it's not gonna make a difference. Especially because not the entire base is flat, and that's kind of in its own corner. I'm just gonna bring the bed over here. But yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. Like, TCBC is just so... I don't even know what to talk about with it. It's one of those. It's like each game... I remember... So, okay, I'll start with this. TCBC Season 1, right, was in 2021. I mean, the update video kind of covers the gist of it. But the main, like, behind-the-scenes difference was that I was playing in that, right? So the joke was, like... Oh, Slater, you know, when Slater steps away from an event, like, everything goes to shambles. Because the TCBC 1 was not... it was not nearly as ambitious, obviously. But it was... it still had a bunch of weird changes. And they didn't really have a testing team. The testing team was really different back then, too. Like, again, this is years ago. So, it's before we really had a stable testing team. I believe back then the testers basically got wiped every season. And we didn't really start stopping. Oh, actually, it might have been just before that we stopped it. I can't remember. But the point is that they didn't use the full testing team. Maybe because I had access to something. I can't remember now. But it was a 3-man team of TZ, Crep Skeleton, and Natty Ducks. And they made TCBC 1. And, yeah, so for TCBC 2, the joke was like, oh, well, Slater's gonna be here this time. And so we're actually gonna do some crazy shit and test it fully and make sure it works. And then maybe we'll have Natty play. Because Natty's never got to play in a MCBC. Despite, he actually started on the roster and then joined the admin team. But he never actually played. But he was in the roster, he was supposed to be in an event, and then he had to, like, drop out, and then he ended up joining the staff before the next event happened. It was like, that quickly. So anyway, so the gag for 2 was Ryder and I knew we wanted to do it eventually. And we were like, okay, so what would we do for it? And we sat there. I remember we were at my sister plays hockey, and so they had this like restaurant and bar that was overlooking the hockey arena, and she was there for practice. So we weren't really paying attention, to be honest, to what was actually going on in the hockey rink, because we at this point it was on our college campus, so we were kind of there like basically every week to go link up with my sister and dad while they were there on the campus, because again, like, they happened to have their practices on the same campus we went to school to, and at this point we weren't really at home every day. We were kind of going back and forth, so we were like, let's go in, we'll pop in, say hi, and we kind of made that a tradition. I'm loopholing, but you know, like, I'm taking the long way around and explaining this, but basically we were there in the restaurant, and we were like, what would we do for a TCBC game lineup? And so we kind of just started throwing stuff at the wall of, like, what can you do for, like, with this information of, okay, Natty's gonna play. We don't know the rest of the lobby, but presumably we would ask as many of the OGs as possible and, like, try to get a lobby of people who kind of know who Ryder is and who I am. Because if it's a bunch of people who, yeah, like, they know MCBC, but they don't really know who we are, the joke is not going to be nearly as funny of, like, oh, Slater's kidnapped, this and that. Like, you kind of need at least one person on each team to get that in order to be like, oh, haha, this is cool. And for that reaction to sell. But immediately we were like, okay, well, we're only going to do 6 games. Like, we're not going to recode 8 games and then have them skip one, or 2, because that would be silly. So we're like, how do we make it 6? And then we decided, okay, Wrangler just won't be a thing. We're going to have it be a dictatorship, and TZ's going to take over. And that was basically the conversation. The whole thing, Ryder wanted to, like, kill Jerry, and, like, the whole animation breakdown, that was all Ryder or TZ just going, like, throwing shit at the wall and just seeing what I could code. But, that was his idea. And then we're like, what can we do for, like, cactus? I don't think the first and third thing came up until a little later, but I don't think that was right away. But, like, we knew we wanted to do modifiers. We had a couple different ideas for them. I don't think Fortnite Cactus came until a little later, but we had various ideas for mods. And then we started going through the game lineup. Right away, we were like, okay, so what do we want in this? And what is, like, the most codable games? Instantly, we went, okay, how do we do Relic? And we realized, if Natty's in this, and he's doing Relic, like, if he's playing against the roster, there's not really too many ways that we can make it fair. Like, first we went, okay, what if you did Relic or just hard mode? And again, when we were planning this was before, I think when we were first having some of these conversations, this was definitely before Season 24. So they were probably either new to Relic 2.0, or this was, like, just before they had played it. My timeline might be getting a little mixed up here, but it was somewhere in there. Because we had this plan, like, TZBC's initial conversations were way earlier, even to this restaurant conversation I'm debating on, but TZ and I lived together for 6 months at college, so I mean, we still live together, but you know, it was just us, so there was a lot of like random, hey, what if we did this? So I don't remember when it all came out. But Coconut Mall came from that conversation of like, okay, what if we make Coconut Mall a Rift Race map? That would be really funny. And so we went on to MCPDL, I think it was, and just like pulled a Coconut Mall map. I would credit the creator, but I honestly don't remember who it was. We had it written down somewhere and then we lost it. And then when we tried to look for it again, we couldn't find it. Like, we had already made the map, I don't know, but either way, we changed it enough to where it didn't really matter. And also, it's like, it's a remake anyway of a map that they didn't originally design. It wasn't coded, it was just the build. And then we went through and added all the obstacles and the boost pads and then dimensions, which was our own stuff. But yeah, and like even Coconut Mall, there was a conversation of actually doing carts. Originally, it was going to be called TZ Cart. And like we were gonna put them in carts and do like power-ups or something, and that didn't come through. Oculus was on the team at the time when we were first talking about this, so this was a while ago, and he was working on carts, and then it just never, like, he made a prototype, and then it just kind of never, we pushed TZBC back. Point is, it just kind of never happened. And we ultimately decided not to do it because the carts were going to work like horses, right? Which I'm on one right now. Which is great, but it would limit us. Like, you couldn't really do the jump pads. And so once we kind of started putting together the map and figuring out how that was going to work, we realized, yeah, we're not going to do the carts anyway. So we don't need to bug Oculus and see if he still has the prototype. Disorderly Overrun is actually what it's meant. It was meant to be called that, but then we just cut it because we thought disorderly was just too damn long of a word, and no one would have gotten it anyway. But it was a reference to a gobblegum from BO3, where every 60 seconds your gun changes to something else, and so the joke is every round it's a completely random kit. That came pretty early because he was like, "Can we do a different kit every round?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, yeah, we could. And then I was like, what if we just made it like random? And, or maybe he said that. He might have said, what if we made it random? And my brain started going into how I could make that work. And I was like, I don't know if we could do that. Yeah, I think it was something like that. I don't know if we could do that. And then I was like, oh no, we can. We absolutely can. We'll just run it at the end of the previous round. The kit shuffles, and the way it, like it's full random. In testing, we had it so you couldn't even get a sword. We removed that. I think we replaced it with like a shovel or like another wooden sword or something. But it's pure random. So we didn't even know what the roster were gonna pull until game day. And it's that kind of shit that makes TZBC both frustrating for the people who are like tryharding and stuff, but then also just really fun. We're gonna offhand. We're gonna like min-max this. There we go. I guess I could have dumped out more of my stuff, but whatever. I don't know if TZ will want a payment for this dirt, but like, I mean, I'm happy to pay him back. But yeah, I mean, Subway Surfers was Subway Surfers. Once we did the first one, we kind of knew. So we did like an admin event that was in there, and we knew, okay, we're gonna bring that back. Basically, the whole thing stemmed from like Dark and TZ wanted to do an admin event where they like actually changed stuff, and so they did that. But we were kind of talking about doing another TZBC as a joke before then. And then they were like, let's just do an admin event. And so it became that, where they did Nuketown on Overrun and Subway Surfers for Gauntlet, along with a bunch of other stuff that I don't think we reused. They did like a Build Mart, Build Arena map, and just a bunch of other weird stuff that were like, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as iconic. But yeah, so that was cool that we got to do that. And then with the added twist with Subway Surfers, like we tweaked some stuff with Subway Surfers, right? The cops were a lot harder now to play. There were more of them. The map had actually changed significantly. It was a lot easier. We had the safe zone system. Like there were things that were very different about this Subway Surfers that was just, it felt like a second draft of the game rather than just we ported it, because we didn't. I mean, I ported some of the code from it, just the way the cops worked, but I ended up redoing half of it anyway because it didn't quite work with the new Gauntlet systems. But yeah, pick my axe back up. There we go. I'm being pinged. It's Gigi the puppy. Gigi the puppy is playing Peak for the first time. That's crazy. But yeah, so that was really cool. I'm trying to think, what else was in there? We did, there was a conversation that we would bring Cat back from the legacy events. That conversation did happen. It was on our backup game list. We basically had, like, we had 6 games that we knew we were going to do 6. We knew it was going to be Overrun, Subway Surfers, Zombie Royale. Oh yeah, Zombie Royale. Okay, I can talk about that. Zombie Royale. The other, Spleef, we knew we wanted it to be involved, potentially, but we didn't know exactly how. Rift Race, we knew we were going to have in. It was basically like Escape and Spleef had big question marks around them. Because Spleef, I was kind of like, I just don't know what I could really do beyond different maps and like cranking it to 11. And then Prime came along and he was like, can I do a game for TCBC? And Ryder just said, here's Spleef, do whatever you want to it. All it has to do, I know in the bit we made it like, oh, it's gambling. That was not actually the conversation. The conversation was, do whatever you want to Spleef. It literally doesn't even have to be Spleef anymore. If you don't want it to be. It's like, just make it so that the players can earn points and that it isn't longer than 10 minutes. And like, they play something. Like, don't just have them standing in a box for 10 minutes and earning points. You know what I mean? It's like, play anything. Like, it could be rock, paper, scissors. It could be literally whatever you want. And so Prime said, okay, cool. So Prime went on stream. He asked if he could do it first. He said, "Can I code it on stream?" And we were like, "I don't know." And Ryder was a little unsure about it. I just said, "Fuck it, let him do it. No one's gonna figure it out." So we let him code it on stream. He got his stream to help him. Of course, he didn't explain what it was for on stream. He just said, "I'm coding a Spleef game on stream with your help. Tell me what you want to put in it." And I think he had like the modifier idea in his head already, but he got his stream to do what the mods were actually going to be, right? And that was about it. That was basically how Spleef worked. Spleef was really fucking weird in testing because it only worked like half the time. And even in the TCBC event, it stopped working in the middle of round 3. Like you can kind of tell from the player's POV, but you can definitely tell from the admin because we're commenting on it. Assuming, I don't even know if the admin POV, oh no, I guess it would have Spleef. Ryder was in the game for that. But basically it just stopped working, and I was kind of okay with it because Spleef is hectic. Like that Spleef is hectic to the point where it's like, what the hell is happening, you know? Besides me and Prime, no one really understands the way that game works. And even me, like, I couldn't tell you how it was coded. It was a lot of duct tape, from my understanding of it. Because Prime coded it in one day on stream, and then he's like, yeah, like, he did a couple bug fixes, and that was about it. He was like, I ain't putting a bunch of work into this, because it's for a one event thing, and that's what we told him to do. We're like, just take 2 days, make a game. That's basically the vibe that TZVC had for us, of like, let's just like throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. Because if we like some of these ideas, they might stay. But yeah, so for Relic, it was like, how do we do Relic and let Natty play while also making it fair? The answer was we don't. And we were like, okay, so let's just bring Escape back, we'll do a new level. And then we had the conversation of what is this level going to be about? And I had this idea for basically Fireboy Water Girl, right? I believe that's actually the soundtrack for the game too, because it was like that was the inspiration for it. And we're like, okay, you have one guy who can like oversee the rest of them, hence the overseer. And he can do certain things. He can press the buttons and open doors and stuff and see the whole course layout of what's happening. And then the other guys are fire and water, and you know, die in fire, die to water, etc., etc. And that kind of became our gimmick. About once we were actually laying out what the level was gonna look like, that's when we were like, hey, what if we did the swapping gimmick from original TCBC and we brought it back just to spite Natty? Because in TCBC 1, his level that he made didn't work. Like, it broke. And it had a swapping mechanic where the 2 players could swap positions. And so we were like, let's do that again. Refine it. To be clear, Natty could have coded that today. It's just, you know, 4 years ago is what we're talking about here. Natty was still really new. We were all fucking new. I don't know if I could have coded it 4 years ago. But anyway, so we ended up putting that in just to spite Natty. It wasn't even in the initial level idea at all, and then we were like, let's put it in, and we'll find a place for it. And that's why in the first room, in like the little maze room, that's the only reason that there's like magma and ice patches in that room at all, is so that the swapping actually has a purpose. Because if you take that out, you can do the whole room with communication. And that's the way it was originally built. And then we tweaked it so that the swapping mechanic would actually serve a purpose. And so that in the next room, you were probably already familiar with the swapping mechanic. Because the swapping mechanic had a bigger purpose in the second room. Where you actually needed it to go around and light the levers, right? I'm gonna have to go and get more dirt. This is insane. Okay. Let's just like use what's left of this to get this first layer down, potentially. Maybe I will just steal some from Here's the thing. I'm worried Natty's gonna get mad at me if I steal it from the road construction chest. So maybe I won't. But I also know that it's probably just gonna be sitting there forever. So we'll see. We'll go back to Riders first. Yeah, and then what was the other game? Zombie Royale. Zombie Royale was cool because it was like the map was basically Hunger Goo was our first ever, really one of our first mini game maps, but it was our first battle royale or survival games, whatever, Hunger Games map that I had built with my friend Arbiter years ago. So obviously the map that was played in TCBC is not the same map, right? It's inspired off of that map, and the middle of it is actually ported from it. That like middle stone brick ugly looking thing, that is from it. And then the map name, but that's about it. The rest of the map is made up of a bunch of random shit that Ryder and I went around onto any old world save we had and just pulled random buildings and assets from. So it became like the Deadpool and Wolverine the Void, where it's just like an amalgamation of all of our shit over the years. Some of it people would understand where it's from, others I would have to sit here and explain it to you. So each individual build, not super important, right? But it was that was really cool. And honestly, that was probably the thing Ryder spent the most time doing and working on, was that map. In terms of all the things that he was working on like ages ago, because we had a teaser. Let me see actually when exactly this was posted, just so I can get my facts straight. Teasers. I have the high ground. This goes back. Okay, it was definitely 2024, right? Surely. Yeah, I've been cooking. What do you think? And Ryder posted it April 1st. Right. This was our April Fool's gag for this year. For 2024, April 1st, we posted a screenshot from the TZBC map, which was really funny. This was over a year ago. That Ryder, it's been over a year that Ryder was working on that map, which granted, like, it was on its own save. He was just picking at it. It wasn't like a dump where that's all he was doing. It was just like when he got bored and he found a build, he plotted it somewhere. But over the last couple months, there was a lot of detailing and more stuff added to it. And then the actual coding of the map, which wasn't that hard, to be honest. We kind of just pasted it on top of Legacy and called it a day. And like updated where the supply drops were and where the chests were and stuff. But the zones and all that are exactly the same. So, that was cool. But, I mean, honestly, I think Zombie Royale, like, of all of the game twists, of, like, the randomized kits, Subway Surfers, all that stuff, I think of all the game twists, Zombie Royale is the one that was by far the most promising. Of, like, something that I could see actually just being a main, like, with a little bit of refinement and stuff, it could just be the way the game works. But then also, you know, it's something that we could easily bring back for like a Halloween event or even a festive to an extent. It's like just call it Zombie Royale, bring the zombie system back. Yeah, it's a good. I like the change. And the testers kind of shared that sentiment where it was like, is it perfectly coded and set up? No, there's some problems with it, right? Like, shit happens. But for Battle Royale, the parkour chamber always felt a little disjointed to the rest of the game. Like, having a revival system was cool, and a gulag was, to put it quite bluntly, just too complicated to code fairly. Because it was either that or you drop, like, you kind of do what Walls is doing in MM, where it's like, you're dropped into a free-for-all chamber and you just gotta kill anybody and then you get out. Short of doing that, which I'm not crazy about for BR. A parkour thing was kind of the middleman of, like, it's basically the equivalent of dropping you into a cobweb machine, which, like, most people are going to be able to do that parkour eventually. But it means that, like, if you die early, you're going to have a higher chance of getting revived, because there's going to be less people in there, but then also you're going to have more time to do it. So I like that. Like, you know, and you come back, but you don't get placement points because of the way the system is scored, and it's like, you know, it's a little clunky. Not everyone really understands the way the points work because of that. But Zombie Royale kind of fixes all of that. It makes it go, and it says, okay, if you die, you come back as a zombie. And you can, if you die, you just, you know, like, obviously you don't, like, people don't get kill points for you. But you can just kind of keep coming back, and you can get a kill point if you kill somebody. The problem is that the zombies are weak as hell, and we buffed the armor in TZBC, so it was really hard to kill anybody as a zombie. I think there might have been like 1 or 2 zombie kills, but it's finding that balance can be tricky, right? Because you want the zombies to be able to feel like they can do something, but then also, if the zombies are just able to, like, 3-tap everybody, the zombie shouldn't be more effective than a living player, right? So I think what we would end up doing is some sort of, like, maybe making the zombies stronger, but they're on a cooldown. Like, if they die, they have a respawn clock before they actually respawn. Something like that. Alright, let's do this. Do I have any dye? I do. Cool. Alright. Wait, let's actually be smart here. I don't need the bed. And then now I can take like 27 or 28 stacks, assuming there's even that much left. One more inventory should do it, I think. We're almost an hour in already. That's crazy. But yeah, so that was really cool. I liked Zombie Royale. I think like the map was kind of, you know, I mean, it was cool to have BR on a different map, if I'm being honest, because I love Legacy, but, like, Legacy is our best map, and there's a reason why BR is popular, or more popular. Like, when it was on Funtopia, everyone kind of hated it. That was kind of the consensus I got from the testers and even the roster. Now, the only downside of BR is, like, if you're just not a PvP team, it's kind of hard to get a lot of points in it. Placement, obviously, is good in BR. Like, the game is not so kill heavy points wise where it's like you can't get anything, but it can definitely be hard. And a part of that is because now it's 2 rounds. Like, there's this weird, like, counterpoint to the 2-round system now of, like, if you're bad at PvP, now you have to get lucky twice, right? In order to make it to the end game, you have to do well twice. Where, like, if you're a PvP team, you know, yeah, you might just fumble and get killed by another PvP team. So there's that chance of redemption in the second round. But, you know, it's one of those things of, like, with any elimination-based game, even if it was 18 rounds, you know, you could still have the same argument. So I think 2 rounds is a good balance of, like, the game is quick, but not too quick. I think 3 rounds you would kind of need it to be a little longer, because you need enough time to loot and to get to zone and kill people, because people do not drop dead instantly in BR. It's a higher time to kill than even like Overrun or whatever. I would say our games in MCBC in general have a higher time to kill than most events. There's a lot of dirt in here. God damn. Thanks, Router. I don't know if he's gonna be mad at me for this, but whatever. We took a shit ton of dirt today. I mean, it's either that, right? Or I go pick a random cliff and go mining. Which I don't mind to do. It's just, this is already dirt that's been excavated, and he said, you're welcome to it. So, fuck it. Alright. But yeah, overall, TZBC was a lot of fun. And, the summer of non-canons is now over. Which is great. Okay. How deep am I into Star Wars? That was almost 30 minutes of it. We'll go on to a WMCT song now. I love the Star Wars music, but that one song on this playlist being 30 minutes is crazy. Yeah, I mean, our next event's gonna be Season 25, right? I don't think that's been announced anywhere. And we don't have a date locked in. So, like, there isn't, like, a date announcement that is about to happen that I'm here spoiling. But the next event we are doing is 25. And there's some cool stuff in it that I'm eager to get to show people. There's some stuff that are, like, that's really cool for the longevity of the event. For, like, the long term, looking back, it'll be like, oh, how did we do things without this? But then there's other things that are, like, just cool to have in there as, like, new fun things. So, I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of, I think, this back half of the year should be pretty strong for us. I mean, I'd say we had a pretty strong, like, summer so far. I mean, obviously we didn't do any events, really, in the first... Not even really. We didn't do any events in the first 4 months of the year. So, there is that. Like, we're already kind of playing with a foot back. Yep. No extended break in the pipe right now for MCBC, at least until the end of the year. And that's kind of what I have us mapped out to right now. Like, more solidly. I mean, we have a plan for next year, but it's... You know, you kind of always have to realize... I mean, there's only so much you can plan in advance with Minecraft events, because... well, with Bedrock events specifically, because the game changes so often now that it's, like, hard to really even know when an update is... I mean, like, most of the time, we don't even know when an update's coming out until, like, the day before. If that. Because Minecraft doesn't really tell us, right? In most cases. Unless it's a major update. Which, what even is a major update these days? Because they are basically adding, like, a new mob every 4 months with a couple other changes. And don't get me wrong, they're cool drops. They've been doing a lot of cool stuff. But it's like, it's hard to predict now. Because in the past it was like, oh, it's just every June they're going to have a crazy big update. So let's just, like, not plan an event in June. Right? Like, as much as that sucks, because we have our anniversary in June, Pride Month is in June. So it's like, obviously we would want to do an event in June. And I think they still did an update in June, if I'm not mistaken. But it was like, it wasn't nearly as big, and didn't break nearly as much as what we're used to. And now everything is, you can put everything in stable code. which you couldn't do before. Because there were certain things that were not, it was still in beta that we needed. It's that kind of shit. It's like, ugh. Well, we'll see if it gets easier, but a big part of that is just dependent on Minecraft. This is definitely gonna do me. This is definitely gonna do me. I'm gonna have extra, which is good. Because I might do this area over here too. But I need torches, so. Do we just have? Oh, we do. We have so many torches. All right. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future of the event. I think there's a lot that we're doing that is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I know there's like nobody here, but I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's my MCBC ramble. Let's talk about something else. Now that I'm through with the MCBC ramble, because I don't think there's much more I can go into without accidentally spoiling something. At this point, you know? So instead, let's talk about just Minecraft. What do I think? Again, there's no one here to bounce off of, so instead, I'm just gonna ramble to myself. What do I think should be added to the game? Right now, they've been kind of on a spree of bringing in long-awaited features, or like actually they've been giving us a lot of mobs with utility, which has been really cool. Well, let me think here, because the last update they did like the wild update or whatever it was called, with all the like the wild flowers and the pigs and stuff, and the leaf litter. And then they did like the Happy Ghast update, and now they're doing the golem thing with all the new copper stuff, which is also really cool. So they've been doing a lot of like, and like they made it so saddles were craftable, and they made it so leads would work better. Like they've been doing a lot of like revisiting old stuff and kind of reinventing it. I think the end update is going to happen. I know a lot of people are like, you know, at this point, I've probably given up hope on that. But I think the end update is not going to happen anytime soon. To me, the end update feels like when they decide they want to do a full-blown update again, and not the drop system that they are doing right now. Because short of like, yeah, you could do like one new biome or two new biomes, and then a structure or like a new mob or something in the end. But to me, that's not really an end update. It's like, yeah, that's a lot. You know, that's basically what the Nether got. But then even the Nether got like kind of way more than just one mob and two biomes, right? It kind of got, I mean, yeah, it got way more than that. So, yeah, I think that might be. I just don't think they can do an end update with the current drop system unless they just make it so one of the drops is bigger than the normal ones. But I could totally see them revisiting some other things that they never got around to doing. Again, don't forget the bundles were a part of the drop system on this server. So it's the creaking, right? These were things that they had talked about for years. I think that birch biome update is coming at one point. In the same vein, I think a lot of the biome vote stuff has got to be in conversation for them. Like the Badlands, the Savannah, the desert. I mean, they ended up doing the camel. They ended up doing the frog. And those weren't the ones that were voted, right? It was the mountain biome, I think, was the one that was voted. So, I mean, this is things that they are doing, and they're going to get to them eventually. I think it's going to be the Savannah next. That, to me, just feels like the one to update. It is by far the most boring of the options currently. And, I don't know even if I really want the stuff that they were talking about in that, but, I feel like that's one of the more likely options. That bothers me. They burned this goddamn forest down to put this road. This is some deforestation bullshit. Look how ugly it looks. They left the floating goddamn logs here. I'd go clean it up, but I don't want to. What I want to do is put a gate in. Like the one I have over there. But I want to put it here. I think. I mean, this is kind of the most long stretch of one direction that would kind of make sense to put a gate. Somewhere around here, I think. It just means I'd probably have to level some of this out, and then I can connect the path that's down this way. And kind of bring it down to the water. It also means I could put something around here too if I really wanted to, but I think I would focus more on this side. Like if I wanted to do something waterfront, I would put it out towards spawn, because more people would see that. I mean, I already got the dock down there, but let's be honest, this dock kind of looks like, I mean, it's not bad, it's just very basic. So we're getting there. So let's, I mean, maybe we can try to do the gate. It doesn't have to be exactly like the one over there, but I think it should look similar. So let's just, like, count it, maybe, and figure out the actual sizing. Oh, yeah, we'll do the farm. Let's put this in here, and then let's grab some tough. I guess we will also need dark oak, but actually, fuck it, I can take some. I don't actually know how much we're gonna need. Hopefully that's enough. Let's put it, I believe I have a chest over here. We'll put it in here. Do you have anything in here that's like, not really, it's fucking empty, okay. Yeah, 7 apples and like 3 stacks of birch wood. That's basically all that's in this thing. Alright, cool. I think I needed string at one point, and there's 4 string in that chest, that's crazy. Alright, so what is this? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 by 7 towers. 7 towers. And then the gate is kind of the same. I don't... What the fuck? Oh. Oh no. Oh dear God. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I guess this would just be a mob spawner now, wouldn't it? Good God. That's a lot of zombies. Alright, let's light this up. That's a lot of zombies. Holy shit! I don't know if I have enough arrows for all of them. But fuck it, we'll try. Holy shit! Actually, are they stuck? I love how they all have eggs too from these guys. That's really funny. Holy shit. That's a lot of zombies. Is there a chicken? There's got to be a chicken in there. No, it's not. Well, there might have been. Maybe I killed it. It's funny how they all got stuck, though. Huh. Alright, well, this has been at least lit up better than what it was before. It's also just this dark oak tree down here, which I kind of just want to leave it. Not gonna lie. Okay. Cool. All right, that's good. I know Andy was saying something about the exit to Gigi's base was a mob spawner. I wonder if that it was just that. Because this would be it, right? And this is all lit up. Oh, that's here. Oh, that... Okay, that'll do it. Yeah. No way there's another one. Dude. 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 Surely not. Has this been here? I guess, yeah. This has just been here the whole time, I was about to say. Yeah, fucking... Of course it was. Alright, let's... Do I actually want to go down here and do this right now? No. But I'm gonna anyway, just so it's lit up. So we don't have anything wandering up to the base. It actually looks like I might have been down here already. Or somebody was. If it was me, I probably would have lit it up, so probably wasn't me. Also, I would have mined this coal like I am right now, so... Again, probably not me. Because I know how valuable coal is in the long term of these worlds, so I always try to get it. Oh. Yeah, like this is not a naturally spawning spore blossom. Somebody's been here. The fuck? Oh, that's a bat. Okay. Maybe it is a naturally spawning spore blossom. Or someone just... Alright, whatever. Let's just get out of here. I know this isn't the way out. I'm just seeing if there's anything interesting down here. There's not. Okay. And I don't really want to go down there, so let's just leave. If we even have enough blocks to leave. I don't know. Alright. I mean, obviously I didn't deal with that zombie, but this is another mob spawning area that could have been a problem for my ears. Honestly, it's finding the mobs in the walls that the mini-map mod would be really nice for. Also, this just like goes under my wall, which is really awkward. Whatever. Right. Alright, how big is the actual gate? Because so these are 7 by 7. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. It is 12 long. So it'd be what? 19 plus 7 is 20, 26, right? Fuck. Oh god. That doesn't matter. Can't do basic math. That's not good. Okay. So if this is a tower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll mark that. And then it was 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. That'll fit. So this is presuming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that this whole thing is going to be a tower. Which I'm okay with. I think I'd rather this pop out than it being too far over. So if this is our gate, which is be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would be this block, then it would mean, yeah, this is not level at all. So, okay. Well, shit. I mean, we can mine it out, but we might need some of that dirt. So this would be our gate. No. This would be our gate, and that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Again, I'm not too perplexed or upset if it's not like 1-to-1 to the other gate. But like, if we can make it the same size, we're gonna make it the same size, you know? I see no reason not to. Cool. So let's grab some of the... Let's dump out some of the stuff. Let's grab some of the dirt. If we even have dirt in this chest. We don't. Okay. Let's go back. Let's grab some of the dirt. Again, I don't need to build up the whole damn thing right now. The whole entranceway. But let's just try to construct the gate. At least most of it. We're already over an hour, so I don't know how much longer we're gonna go here. But we could probably definitely do these towers. It looks like they just go one above the wall, right? Because that's the same. So they go one up, one like layer, and then it ends on the top bit. But this gate looks like it's flush to that. I basically just want to clear out this whole thing then, by the looks of it. So let's do that. Let's clear this. It's funny because I brought the dirt so high up that some of these walls bit, like all that, is just buried. All this under it is now buried. So, like, I ended up wasting more tuff than I needed, but it's whatever. It, you know, the walls have good foundations. Is all this means. This would be this block. Oh shit, right. There's no, okay. So let's just like clear out the whole damn thing. Yep. Alright, let's do this side first. We'll do this middle. Building the wall just to mine it back down. I guess if I was smart, I would have mapped out where the gates were gonna be while I was building the wall, so then I didn't even have to break this. But I'm not smart, right? I'm not planning the whole base out. I'm kind of just going as I go here a little bit. I mean, I'm gonna try to map out some more of it, but it's gonna be in chunks, you know? It's like first step was just the walls. Now the walls are here. Now I need gates. Once the gates are up, then we can start doing the buildings. Like, you know? But it's gonna come in chunks. I'm kind of just putting off building houses because I know I suck at it. but like, you know, only way to get better is to do it. So it's one of those. Right, and then so this would be my towers, which are using this, right? They come out longer, but they are using this part, so I'm not breaking this down again. Just put that there. Cool. We need the tough. Build a little staircase here for now. Very official, very real. Does it actually go all the way down like this? Yeah, just about. Here, we'll make it go all the way down. This is not the way this is gonna look, but you know, I'm gonna do like an actual path. But like for now, we are officially connected. You can use the road to come around to this gate now. It's official. Fuck's sake. This is gonna be a bitch to terraform, I think. Because it's gonna have to come right up. Like, I basically have to level this whole... I mean, this tree's gonna have to go. But then it's gonna... I'm gonna need a little area here, and then it'll come down to the side on the stairs. Or we'll build stairs here, and then it'll link up to the road. But... Alright. Okay, let's do the towers. So let's put some of this... I mean, we'll leave, like, a stack of dirt on me. Just in case. We'll do these towers. Now, I'll do a little more of this. I have a lot of, like, raw tuff here, too. What kind of stairs did I use? I guess it was just the polished, right? Oh, that's not worth it at all. They're trying to rob me. We wanted a stack to a stack, not 6 to 4. Are you kidding? With the amount of stairs we're gonna need to wrap around this whole place, that shit adds up. I don't need a lot right now, but we'll just use a stack for now. But like, come on, jeez. There's actually more in here. There is. All right, cool. We'll take that too. What is this? Was that the chiseled tuff? Oh, and we have chiseled tuff and chiseled tuff bricks. I actually really like the way the chiseled... I actually like the way both of them look. Could work as an accent block down the road, potentially, for these walls. I'm sure at some point I'm gonna get a hate speech about them from somebody. But already my base is not the worst looking on the server, so it's actually like a little more developed now. It looks like I'm at least trying, you know? Alright, so these are 7x7, so that's 3, 4, 5. And that's how 7 works. There you go, kids. That's how you count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Again, just kind of... I might just leave it, to be honest, on this side, because that's a future me problem. Alright. And then boom, 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 boom. Okay. Okay. We cover that up. We cover that up. And then, oh wait, I guess I didn't actually want to do that because it does go higher, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's gonna go like this. Or something like that. And then 2 more. It's starting 30 minutes. Okay. That's fine. And then like this. And then now it tops up. Like that. Something like that. And then now we do this thing. Where it like does that. Yeah, cool. Alright. That works. There's a tower. Or part of the gate, anyway. I guess let's go do the other one now, because yeah, this looks really awkward when it's just one. Alright. Let's move this. Let's move it back a bit. I don't actually know if this is gonna go all the way up, but kinda does. That's good enough for me. At least for now. I don't really know how we want these stairs to work just yet, so like even those ones over there, they might not stay. Okay, so let's do this other tower now, which I believe is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. So it's gonna go out like this, wrap around, and it's gotta come up. And then we gotta do the other side as well. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have. Oh, refresh your playlist if you need more music. I just added more. All right, cool. Shit, I need more of the the polish now. I should do. Grab that and a polished as well. Alright. Now let's go up. We'll do this. Same as what we were just doing. It is kind of crazy when you think about it. Just like how much Minecraft events blew up in the last 5 years. I mean, obviously I'm like, you know, probably biased because I'm like, you know, a big part of that audience. Like, I watch a lot of it, but then also I run one, so like my feed is probably gonna have more of it than most people. But the fact that like Twitch even is like kind of recognizing it now, and with like Rivals and the live events, even like, you know, they even did like the Block Wars thing, where it was like, sure, it wasn't in person at TwitchCon, but it was for TwitchCon, I think, or it might have just been a Twitch Rivals event. But it was still cool, like it was partnered with them. And then obviously, Mojang themselves and Microsoft actually partnered with MCC to do the Ender Cup thing. That was really cool. It's just like, it's, you know, interesting to see, because like none of that would have happened years ago, right? So it's more mainstream now in the event space. Alright, how the hell am I doing this? We might have to go take another look, but I think we nailed the towers. I think those are good. I know we need to do the stair thing on the outside. Let's sleep, and then we'll take a crack at it. And then we'll get off. I think that's going to be a good stopping point. So this goes up. I don't even need to count this. This goes up to 1 under that layer, which is the default wall height. And then it just goes over. And then is a fuck ton of fences. And it's a hard turn. It's a hard turn. All right. So let's just do that. It goes 1 under. Which means that that whole strip is 1 under, right? I don't have a zoom. I wish I did. Yeah, that whole log strip is 1 under. So let's do that. And it's 1 in on both sides. So it would be like this. It would be here, and it would go up. To what? I guess to here? Yeah, I guess. And then it just goes across, like this. And then, same thing here. Cool. And then this guy needs to do the same thing. The problem is that I don't have the dirt facilities for this. Is that a creeper? I thought that was like a sheep or something. Just saw something move. I only checked because I figured, oh, if it's a skeleton, like who knows, it might aggro up at me, so I better check out what it is. I don't know if I will have enough wood for this. I mean, I will for the log bit, for sure, but all the fences and the planks and stuff, I might not have enough dark oak. Unless I got more. But if I have like another stack of it, I should be fine. Alright. So that solves that. And then what the hell is going on with this part? There's no stairs involved. It's just like It goes 2 like this, and then it comes up another one, I assume. Again, I did this literally recently, so it's like it's still fresh in my memory, but it comes out another 2 like that. Boom. Boom. Oh. Like that, and then I'm gonna assume it just, I mean, it's like a fill-in like that. Parkour. Okay. Okay. And then, I mean, it just kind of goes up, but it looks like this, is that, I'm assuming it just is this then. I mean, that's what it looks like it does, so. And then the whole thing is, the whole thing comes up from that. Cool. I guess I'm gonna want some kind of gate over here, but to me, that feels more like a side entrance. Even though, like, it was kind of the main entrance for the longest time, it feels more like a walkway down to the dock as opposed to a, because it's not a land gate, you know? Like, no one should be bringing their horse through there or coming from a long distance. You know, it's where you come from spawn, and then, like, from the blacksmith and the mine. Like, it feels more like a back door. So I'll probably have to have, like, I'll have something. It just, I don't think it'll be as grand as the other 2, right? And then I think that's good. Like, I don't think I need any other gates. I think these 2 kind of cover it. Alright, and then, oh, this gets built right up, doesn't it? Oh, I guess I'm already built up. Yeah. So this goes out like this. It's gonna be built across. We get rid of this guy and this guy. I might, like, have just enough for this. Yep. Okay. I do not have enough bricks, though. That is tragic. Well, shit. Okay. Let's go get more. But, like, that's coming together now. Yeah, we have more tough for sure. Do we have enough? I'll get a little bit more of this. I wonder if we have enough dark oak. Let's investigate these fences a little more. I think isn't there like slabs or something too under, like, connecting the 2 underneath it? Yeah, it's slabs in. It looks like double slabs in the corners. Okay, what do we have that's like? Because we might just have more of that. We have the stairs. Oh, here's, okay. We have that, that's good. We do have a little more dark oak as well, so we'll top up that stack. Someone already got to that before I could. Thank you. I'm guessing that was you, Radder. Alright. Yeah, so that's good. Let me grab, I need scaffolding. It is kind of funny to me how terrible scaffolding is on Java. Like, it's annoying on Bedrock, but at least it's, like, a viable thing. I don't even know where the fuck I put it. Oh. There's some more in here, too. Yep, alright. Let's say, like, I should have... I lived in a bamboo biome. I should have some. But I know, like, the string was the problem for me, because I didn't have a... Natty subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 4 months. Free Benzos box. Yo! W. Thank you, Natty Ducks. I love, or Bezos. It's Bezos. What the fuck did I just say? Free Benzo bucks? Fuck me. Okay. Should have seen me trying to do math earlier. That was funny. I think it's just across here, right? It's like that, and then it goes like that. Yeah, because it would be, it's with the logs, so. Again, if it's slightly off from the other gate, it's not the end of the world. You know, I'm not Cinnamon Thighs or Natty Ducks. Like, no one's expecting me to have the best looking base. Benzo. Yeah, my bad, guys. Okay, and then I need to get higher. So wait, how do I do this? I think I'm overthinking this. I think I can just, oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, let's just do this. Yeah, okay. I was overthinking it. I'm not gonna have enough fences for this. Yeah, definitely not. Oh? Yo, that's crazy. Okay. It's fine, I still need more for this outside. Being one shy for that, though, is upsetting, because now I gotta go back up there. It's gotta be. I thought you were, like, praising yourself for a second. I thought you were gonna be, like, oh no, mine's has gotta be the best looking base. It's like, well, yeah, Natty. Cinnamon hasn't built anything yet. So by default. I mean, like, all the other builders that are on the server don't really have a base yet. Like, they have, like, a half a base. All the other, like, really good builders. Like, Midas doesn't really have a base. Although, oh, no, he does. I just haven't been there enough to really, like, judge it. I haven't been there in months. It's just so far out, and I still haven't even mapped their base, so. I know he's like, back in the day, he was working on a super base or something. And I'm pretty sure that just got abandoned after a certain point. I don't know if it'll ever get finished, but. Well, a man can dream. Now, this connects at least across the top like that. And then it definitely goes down, I just don't know how much. It's either 2 or 3. We'll do 3, like that. And we'll light this up too. Alright. I mean, mine's not done. Now I know yours isn't done. You know what's crazy to me? I was commenting on this on one of my previous episodes. Natty went through the process. He's so... love the Sands of Time... or the Sea of Thieves, not Sands of Time. Jesus Christ. Okay, wait, there is like a... It does go down 4, but there's like a... Okay, that makes sense. There's like another little thing, so it's not a quick swoop. Natty... So I was commenting on this, right, in a previous episode. Natty's so crazy that he built this, like, he built this giant-ass, like... It looks like something, like a Viking... hull, almost. Like a... You know, it's kind of got that energy. Did I have it? Oh, I'm one fence short again. Are you fucking... That's annoying. But, so Natty built this entire Viking thing, and then he's like, okay, this is going to be my storage room. Right? It's like, okay, that's cool. It's like, dude, it's a really cool design. It's like, yeah. So he's built basically the whole damn thing. And it's not even a storage room yet. Like, the storage was never moved in. He decided to build the whole thing. And then he was like, you know what? I'm not going to put the storage in it just yet. I'm sure it's going to get done. But I was over there the other day and I was like, huh? I was like, you have all your shit buried in a back room. I need shulkers, but someone hasn't opened the end. That's fair. You know what? I'll shut up. That is fair. Well, I'm basically gonna wrap stream here. I'm pretty happy with the way this went. We robbed... Ryder's not on. We robbed a bunch of dirt from Ryder. If he cares, he's free to bill me. But these were the chests that he told me I was allowed to take dirt from, so I just kept doing it. Where does that entrance even go? Right now, nowhere. But the long-term plan is I'm going to terraform this so that it connects down to the highway here. So then that way, if you're coming from the north, you have a landlocked entrance that you can enter through without having to go through the tunnel. Because the tunnel feels kind of roundabout when you have to like go under and then around, so... I would have been willing to give you dirt. Yeah, well, I mean, Ryder was like, here, you can just take the dirt. So I don't think I stole it, but... And I was actually going to take dirt out of the communal thing for the roads, but then I was like, Natty would probably kill me, so I didn't. But I'm good now. Dirt has been acquired, and I still have a lot left. So, that is good. Let's restock torches. Put the scaffolding away somewhere. Put this back in tools, I guess. I kind of just need, like, chests for everything. Oh, actually, axolotls, right? So I had this, when I first... The reason I have buckets of axolotl in my base at all, it's because on day one, I was like, I'm going to get a blue axolotl, and, like, this is going to be, like, a side quest for the season. And then I just, like, kind of forgot. Almost immediately after the first day. So, I think, eventually, I will have to build a tank of some kind. And continue that side quest. I just don't know, there's gonna have to be a building that will need a tank. I don't know. Maybe I can link it somehow to my mini golf idea. You know? Maybe there can be like a tank of axolotls, either as like part of the course or... I don't know. But I need an excuse to breed the axolotls eventually. And pull a blue one. So. That could be good. Let's get some eggs. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I said I didn't really want to do a longer one today, and I stand by that. Let's just make sure. I could eat chicken for a little while, because I have a lot of that. Sure. But yeah, currently that entrance goes absolutely nowhere. Well, actually, hold on. That's not true. It does go somewhere. Are you ready? Mine's about to be blown. I really laid this out. Check this out. Watch. Boom! Oh wait, I covered it up. Hold on. Boom! See? It's connected! I'm gonna have to terraform the hell out of this. I'm gonna need more dirt. But... You know. That's the plan. Basically, my north entrance. That's my south entrance, that's my north entrance. Because, like, even though this... I mean, technically that is not north, that's west. But it's also my west entrance. Because this is technically my north entrance, but this feels more... And I was explaining it earlier. This feels more like a back door to the dock rather than an actual gate, right? Because no one's going to be bringing their horse through this little 2x1 or whatever, 2x2 thing. Because it's not meant to be a... It's not a gate, right? It's not a landlocked entrance. it's waterlocked, so it's like the boat entrance back door thing. So I might do something more with the dock and this whole area eventually, but it's not high on my priority list. I want to put some more stuff in here. I need a map room. I need a stables, a barn. I don't really have an enchanting area. It's kind of just turned into this. I mean, I have two. I have this, and then I have this down here. But this has kind of just become my enchanting area. I do want, like, a different... okay. I do want a different, XP source, because this is not a great one, to be honest. This one is pretty mid. It's great for bones, though. Like, the bones are nice. The arrows are nice. So, like, I'm not complaining. It's just, you know. Like, the bones are going to be really handy when I'm doing my cake stuff. But, like, you know. You can use my XP farm. I know I can, but, like, I would like a XP farm that is here. So I want it, because when we first started the series, I was talking about doing a armadillo armor stand thing with the silverfish, and I still want to do something with that. I don't want to... I know I can use your XP farm, but it's one of those things of, like, I want to build one to so I can say you know, it's something I want to do on the server. So, it's the same thing of, like, I want to be able to automate cake production as much as possible, but I can't automate the actual crafting of cake here, because then it's going to be too much of a bitch to move it. Even with shulker boxes, it's only 27 I can put in a box. So that's not, I mean, that's nothing if we're talking about cake bombing somebody. So I'd rather use the shulkers to pack stuff up and move it in bulk. The hay bales, the wheat, or the hay bales, the sugar, the eggs, and then buckets. And then bring a cow with me. Like, I'm basically going to have a cake bombing kit. Bring a cow with me, bring shulker boxes of stuff, and then bring another shulker box for a crafting machine, which I can set up on the fly at the position we're cake bombing, and then auto craft the cake from there. The bitch is just filling the buckets from there, which is why we bring a cow with us. So, I don't know. I might need, I might be looking for some business partners for a cake bombing business on the server. Whether it's an actual business or just, I don't think people would pay us, so it's just kind of like a fun thing to do. But it's too much of a bitch to do it by myself, because crafting the cakes on Java, like, they're singles, so perhaps one in September. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm bulking up for. There's a big target I want to hit in September. So I already missed you in March, so I'm I was gonna do... I don't actually know when Andy's birthday is. I know Brayden's is in July. Do I have Andy's birthday marked in my calendar? Because... like, the only reason I have Brayden's on my calendar is because Facebook reminded me one day, and I was like, oh, hey. I should mark that down. I don't think I have, I don't think I do. 2 in September. Who's the other one in September? I'm probably just This has got to be restarting soon, right? I'm probably just gonna get off when the server restarts. Because I'm done for the day. I'm just getting my tools reset. Come on. Oh, they're just lodged in there. Who's the other person in September? Am I just dumb? I mean, I know about Ryder, obviously, but I don't know everyone's birthdays off the top of my head. It's not something I like. Even yours, I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head. I just know the month. But that's just because I'm not good at remembering shit like that. It's like I remember my immediate family's birthdays, and that's about it. Like, if you don't live in the house with me, I don't remember your birthday off the top of my head. That's just... But yeah, I wanna definitely hit Ryder with one. Which he kind of already knows about that, but... Alright, circuit's moving. So that's a long-term plan. I mean, again, that's not for another month here. We got loads of time to prep. But I already got a shit ton of hay, eggs, and sugar on the go. But that's gonna be all. I'm gonna wrap here. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not even logged in here on my laptop. I'm just realizing, so I'm just gonna end it, I think. Peace out. Have a good night.